Hello, everyone. Welcome to Catherine's ESL classroom. In today's lesson, we are going to learn about childhood memories using used to and didn't used to. Used to is a verb tense that refers to things that happened in the past that are no longer true. For example, I used to have a dog named Caesar, or I did not have a dog named Betty Boop when I was a child. So let's get started and learn some more. So welcome again, everyone. Today's lesson. Used to, didn't used to. Remember your contractions. Didn't means did not. Childhood memories. Who loves their childhood memories? Then this would be a great lesson for you. So we're going to focus more on used to. Used to, the meaning and the form. We use used to when we refer to things in the past which are no longer true. It can refer to repeated actions or situations. For example, he used to play football for the local team, but he's too old now. That White House over there used to belong to my family. This means it belonged to my family in the past, but not anymore. Okay, so today we're just going to focus on using used to in our childhood memories, okay? I wanted to give you a good understanding what used to means. So what we're going to do is complete the sentences with used to and the correct form of the verb. If you need help, you can click the hint button. So don't worry, I will help you with the hints. Okay, you see the man here, the older man here, when he used to be a child, it looks like he had a bunny. This old lady here, when she was a child, she used to have a doll that she used to brush. Okay, let's practice. I gave you the hints already. When I was a child, okay, so this is the boy, this is the old man thinking back when he was a child. What is he holding right here? This is a rabbit, right? A bunny rabbit. But I'll give you a hint. Okay, so when I was a child, I used to have a pet. Okay, so remember, we're using used to have a pet. Okay, so now we're going to get more into how to use used to plus the main verb in the infinitive form. Okay, so used to and then the infinitive of the verb. When I was a child, I blank with dolls. So what do you think you do with dolls? Let's look at the hint. You used to play with dolls. Great job. Okay, when I was a child, I blank trees. What do you do when you were a child? What did you do with trees? I'll give you a hint. What could this be? Now the missing letter is the vowel. Okay, so now I'm helping you even more. When I was a child, I used to climb trees. Great job. Okay, when I was a child, I blank money in a piggy bank. What do you do with a piggy bank? I'll give you the hint. I used to save money in a piggy bank. All right, you're doing fabulously. When I was a child, I blank my thumb. What do babies do with their thumbs? I used to suck my thumb. Did you used to suck your thumb when you were a baby? I think I did. When I was a child, I blank lollipops. Are you repeating after me? Remember, we have to do our sounds and our pronunciations. So when I was a child, I blank lollipops. Let me give you the hint. What's the missing vowel here? I used to lick lollipops. All right, great job. When I was a child, I blank a tricycle. Do you remember the tricycles? They have 3 wheels. See the 2 wheels in the back and the big wheel in the front. It's your training bicycle, right? When I was a child, I blank a tricycle. What do you do with a tricycle? You getting the hang of it now? I used to ride a tricycle. All right. When I was a child, I blank jigsaw puzzles. Jigsaw puzzles. Do you remember these puzzles? What do you do with jigsaw puzzles? What do you do? Here's your hint. I used to solve jigsaw puzzles. Did you get that one? Now repeat after me because we want to have the proper pronunciation. When I was a child, I used to solve jigsaw puzzles. Repeat. Awesome. When I was a child, I blank on puddles. What do you do on puddles? What could the verb be? I used to step on puddles. What else can you do with puddles? That's right, jump. When I was a child, I used to jump on puddles. When I was a child, I used to stomp on puddles. Those are great examples. When I was a child, I blank a kite. What do you do with a kite? Uh-oh. Now this will be a consonant that sounds like a vowel. When I was a child, I used to fly a kite. All right. I used to love flying kites. Did you? All right. When I was a child, I blank beautiful pictures. What do you do? See over here in the picture here? What is this child doing? Give you a hint. What's the missing vowel here? When I was a child, I used to draw beautiful pictures. Repeat that. Repeat after me. When I was a child, I used to draw beautiful pictures. Fantastic. When I was a child, I blank rope. In this picture, do you know what this is? I'll give you a hint. What's the missing vowel here? When I was a child, I used to jump rope. That's right. Who jumped rope on the playground when you were a child? I did. When I was a child, I blank cartwheels. What could the verb be? What do you do when you do cartwheels? What could this be? I used to do cartwheels. Now this is a bonus one. What other verb besides do that you can use? When I was a child, I used to blank cartwheels. It could be other verbs here if you like. All right, put it in the comments. I can't wait to see them. When I was a child, I blank cotton candy. What do you do with cotton candy? What is this picture? I'll give you a hint. There are two vowels here. When I was a child, I used to eat cotton candy. Who ate cotton candy as a child? I did. I used to eat cotton candy when I was a child. When I was a child, I blank bubbles. What do you do with bubbles? What's the missing vowel here? When I was a child, I used to blow bubbles. How much fun is blowing bubbles? That's right, they are so much fun. When I was a child, I blank fairy tales. What is this child doing? Okay, there are two vowels here. When I was a child, I blank fairy tales. Who's got this one? A little tricky. I used to read fairy tales. That's right, you read a book. Fairy tales is what? What are fairy tales? Are they true or not true? Think of Cinderella. All right. When I was a child, I blank sandcastles. What do you do with sandcastles? Give you a hint. Two vowels here. When I was a child, I used to build sandcastles. Who used to build sandcastles on the beach? I did. Isn't that so much fun? So what is this called? When you fill up the sand in that's right, a bucket. When I was a child, I blank trees. Give you a hint. When I was a child, what's the missing vowel? I used to plant trees. Okay, I hope you're getting the hang of it now. We're always saying I used to. When I was a child, I used to, and then your verb, okay? What's this one? When I was a child, I blank on a slide. What do you do on a slide? What's the missing vowel here? When I was a child, I used to slip on a slide. Think of slip and slide. Think of water parks. Good way to remember, you slip on a slide. That's right. Some people say, I used to play on a slide. That's okay too. But what do you do on a slide? You slip, right? You're going slippery down. That's right. Great job. When I was a child, I blank from a tree. What is this child doing? Give you a hint. What's the missing vowel? When I was a child, I used to swing from a tree. All right, you're getting the hang of it. Getting too easy now, huh? Okay. Now we're going to focus on didn't used to. Remember, did not. We can say didn't used to, or we can say did not used to, but we normally say didn't used to. Now, it's a negative form, which you know, didn't used to. It's a negative form of did used to, okay? The negative of used to is most commonly didn't used to. If you notice here, this D, sometimes we write it with a final D, sometimes not. Both forms are common, but many people consider the form with the final D to be incorrect, and you should not use it in exams. It didn't used to be so crowded in the shops as it is nowadays. You know what nowadays is? It means what's happening now, what's happening today, which is kind of common. I didn't used to with the D like broccoli when I was younger, but I love it now. So remember, don't use this form in exams. It's an informal spoken only. In formal styles, we can use the negative form used not to. For example, she used not to live as poorly as she does now. Okay, so we're just going to focus on didn't used to, okay? Didn't used to in our childhood memories. So again, we're going to complete the sentences, but this time with didn't used to and the correct form of the verb. So remember, if you need help, we can click the hint button. Okay, you ready? These are easy, only a few more left. Okay, when I was a child, I blank with dolls. So what do you think this child is doing with the doll? Okay, but remember, we're focusing on didn't. When I was a child, I blank with dolls. What's the hint? I didn't used to play with dolls, okay? You can also say, when I was a child, I didn't used to brush my dolls. Who used to brush their dolls? I think I did. I used to love dolls. Who used to play with dolls? I did. I used to love changing all of their clothes. When I was a child, remember this one, what do you do with trees when you play? Think of playing when you were a child. When I was a child, I blanked trees, but we're using didn't. Remember? Remember, where's the vowel here? What's the verb? I didn't used to climb trees. All right, so now you're getting the hang of it. Great job. When I was a child, I blank vegetables. Do you think this person's happy? No, not happy. When I was a child, I blank vegetables. What's the missing vowel here? I didn't used to eat vegetables. So who here, when you were a child, you didn't used to eat vegetables? Uh-oh. When I was a child, I blank with a slingshot. Remember the slingshot with the wood, the stick that looked like a V, and you take a rubber band and you pull it. What do you put in that? You put a rock. Uh-oh, you're gonna hurt somebody. Don't want to do that. When I was a child, I blank with a slingshot. What didn't you do? I didn't used to play with a slingshot. That's right, because that's a no-no. When I was a child, I blank hopscotch. Okay, hopscotch. What didn't you do? What's the missing vowel here? When I was a child, I didn't used to play hopscotch. All right, how did you do, everyone? Did you do an outstanding job? Woohoo! Now, bonus question. What are these children doing? What is this? They are jumping. When I was a child, I used to jump on a trampoline. That's right. Put that in the comments. I hope you repeated that with me. Let's try again. When I was a child, I used to jump on a trampoline. All right. Have fun, everyone, today. And until next time, bye.